What began as a small group of homes just off a passenger rail line over 100 years ago is quickly becoming one of New Jersey's most exciting, dynamic communities. Hi, I'm Mayor Jamel Holley, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about what makes Roselle such a special place. This story of the Borough of Roselle, which was incorporated on December 20th, 1894, goes back much further to some of the earliest times in American history, and has paralleled our nation's own growth. It's a story of determination and opportunity, the same kind of qualities that young men and women show right here today.
Man, welcome.
Goes down, just when the stars get low. I cannot take more rounds. You're giving all your flows. Just let it go for now. Not trying to break your hold. Just find a way somehow. Just go. Just let it all. Just let it all. Just go. Go, 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 go. Just let it all. Just go. Go, 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 go. I cannot take more rounds. You're giving all your flows. Just find a way somehow. Just go. Just let it all, just let it all, just go.
In 1664, a group of Englishmen from Long Island, looking for a better land to farm and live, purchased an area which became known as Elizabethtown Tract, which today covers roughly the same area as Union County. Over the years, this land will go through many different names and identities before the Borough of Roselle was officially incorporated on December 20th, 1894, at the corner of First Avenue and Chestnut Street at the former Tiernan Building. It is from that rich history that our hometown was created, and it became the amazing place to live and raise a family that we know today.
I'm Bill Froelich, and I've lived in Roselle for 68 years. Roselle itself dates back to the very early settlers from Long Island who came and made a deal with the local Indians and purchased a tract of land which roughly encompasses all of Union County and some of the fringes around Union County. They signed an indenture with the Indians, and that was October 28, 1664, and began to move in immediately. What became Union County encompassed 21 municipalities, and Roselle became a part of Linden Township when Linden Township was formed in 1861. As the years went by, Roselle became the village of Roselle because some of the landowners pooled their interests and created the Roselle Land Improvement Company.
Long before many of us lived here, Roselle was home to many great men and women who not only helped shape our borough, but our state and our nation. One of them was Abraham Clark. Born February 15, 1726, Abraham Clark was the great-grandson of Richard Clark, who came here from Long Island in 1678. Although never formally educated as a lawyer, Abraham became the High Sheriff of Essex County and was called upon to settle many disputes and became known as the poor man's counselor. Well respected by his neighbors, he was sent by them to the First and then to the Second Continental Congress, where he voted for and signed the Declaration of Independence. Abraham Clark High School right here in Roselle is named in his honor.
I love Roselle because it's family-oriented, beautiful trees, beautiful scenery, beautiful mayor, beautiful council, just an excellent, beautiful place to live. I love Roselle. I love the people here in Roselle, very friendly. There's a lot of people here that you know. There's a lot of people that's moving over into this borough because of what's being done here in Roselle. You have a lot of redevelopment that's making Roselle one of our top boroughs in the state of New Jersey.
Roselle was the first village in the world to be lit by Thomas Edison's incandescent light bulb. Set up as an experiment to prove that a town could be lit by electricity from a single generating station, the generator was started on January 19, 1883. From its location on the northeast corner of Locust Street and West First Avenue, the generator sent power through overhead wires to a store, a railroad station, about 40 homes, and the First Presbyterian Church right here. This amazing act not only lit a village, it helped usher in the modern era and the technology we depend on today.
My name is Karen Shamus. I'm the pastor of the Presbyterian Church in Roselle. I've been the pastor here for a little over 14 years. I love Roselle primarily for its diversity. We came here from another community because we wanted a place where there were folks that didn't necessarily look like us. It's definitely one of its strengths. Diversity means that people look at things from a different perspective. I think it engenders creativity. It allows us to look at the world in different ways. When we are diverse, we're not focused just on ourselves either, and I think that's helpful, especially for someone who's preaching the gospel. And certainly there seems to be a groundswelling lately of people just trying to do good things for one another. We have a soup kitchen here. It operates every Tuesday at 5:30, and the volunteers sometimes outnumber the guests. And I think a lot of that has to do not just with the people who are running it, but because of the town that it's being run in. During Hurricane Sandy, just after Hurricane Sandy, it was amazing to watch as this particular block sort of pulled together.
Roselle is a diverse community full of people from many different ethnic and racial backgrounds. This melting pot effect is one of the reasons why our borough is so great, because it's been the place where different communities started to succeed. You can see that right here in the namesake of this beautiful park, Dr. Charles C. Polk. One of America's first African-American physicians, Dr. Polk delivered hundreds of babies and helped folks from all over Union County, even though he wasn't even allowed to work in the local hospital. He lived right here in Roselle, and the kind of spirit and determination he showed is an inspiration to all of us each and every day.
I'm Bishop Waynell Johnson, pastor of the Bible Way Deliverance Center, located here at 1149 St. George Avenue, where we have been for the past 40 years. And we've been here doing services to the Roselle community, of course, religious worship services. We have a Narcotics Anonymous service meeting regularly here. We share our facilities also with a Haitian congregation. And we do food, clothing, drives for the community, and we just love to be an outreach service to Roselle Union Catholic community.
Hi, my name is Pam Capassi. I'm the CEO of Prevention Links. We're a nonprofit organization with our headquarters office in Roselle, New Jersey. Prevention Links has been in business for 40 years. We do predominantly substance abuse prevention and education, as well as family strengthening. And most recently, we've opened New Jersey's first public high school for kids in recovery. Prevention Links has received a lot of support from the Borough of Roselle. We first entered into the township about in 2009, I believe, with a program called the Roselle Family Success Center. We were here for 2.5 years, and we decided that we should move our whole office here because the community was very inviting. There were a lot of needs, but also a lot of positive assets that the community offered, and so we felt like it would be a great idea for us to move from Clark to Roselle and launch all of our programs from this location. So Mayor Holley has really embraced the program. He is a genuine champion for the residents of Roselle. And I will get phone calls from Mayor, at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon saying, we need to help this family. Please come to my office, 7 o'clock. It doesn't matter. You respond when the mayor calls you. And he's actually made sure that our center, when we lost our money, he was very, very helpful in making sure that we could secure dollars so that we could continue the services that we're doing here. I have very positive feelings about the Borough of Roselle. As I said, we moved our whole office here, I think it was in 2010 or 11, because we felt like this was a home for us. We can walk down the hall, down to the Borough Hall, and everyone knows us. They want to know what they can do to make sure that we're able to stay in this community. Where we were located before, it was more of a corporate setting, and we just didn't feel like we could get rooted in that community, and we really feel as though we're rooted here.
Roselle has a truly amazing history that we all have to work together to remember. but it hasn't always been perfect. Like so many other urban communities, Roselle had a difficult time in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, with the industrial jobs that formed the backbone of our community leaving and our great borough falling into disrepair. Businesses were forced to shut down with so much of the local population out of work, which led to a decline in the tax base and a reduction in services and property values. Scandals in local government hurt the public's confidence. The situation was bleak and Roselle needed new direction. But I'm proud to say that over the past few years, we've seen real signs of progress and proof that Roselle was moving forward and getting back to the glory of the past. Wherever you go in Roselle, there seems to be businesses thriving, like Pinhole's Bakery right here. This is happening because of many factors, including the economic redevelopment plans my administration has put into effect to attract development and business and to expand our tax base. With this new injection of ratables, we're able to hold the line on residential property taxes and maintain quality municipal services.
One of the things about when we moved over here, we were driving down Wood Avenue. My wife and I were in the market for a house at the time. As we passed through the tree-lined streets down on Wood Avenue, passing by over where the Woods condominium are, we both said spontaneously, this is a nice area where we'd love to move to. And probably about 6 months, 8 months later, we were actually buying our first house here. For the 2 years since I've been on council with the mayor, we've actually been focusing on economic redevelopment, basically providing support to our local businesses that are here while seeking to attract new businesses coming into the area. One of the advantages of bringing in more business is if you bring in more business, you equally distribute that tax burden against both the residential as well as the business owners that are here. For a family of four who's trying to make ends meet and so forth, whatever we can do in order to offset that tax burden, I think is a good thing. I think it's part of what government should do. So this is one of my personal initiatives and really working with mayor and council in order to get this done. If you look at Roselle now, we have a number of great businesses here, small eateries like Pinhole's where we are right now. Great places, but what we don't have is we don't have a lot of the big national chains, some of the names. So people normally have to go outside of the borough of Roselle in order to get to an IHOP or something of that nature. One of the things we're trying to do is identify vacant lots inside of the borough of Roselle that would be keen for development. I mean, I'm very excited in terms of the direction that Roselle's going in. For the past 2 years, where I've been working with mayor and council, all of these initiatives that we've been implementing just basically says to me that Roselle's definitely a place to be. One of the things that we're talking about is making Roselle a destination place. And one of the things that we definitely see is, for the future, people are going to want to come into Roselle either for leisure, for relaxation, to eat, to work, and that's part of what we're trying to do here.
My name is Julie Pino, and I'm at Pino's Bakery. My husband and I own it. We've been in Roselle since 1991, so 23 years. From day one, Roselle actually welcomed us with open arms. So we've always felt that this was actually home for us. It's the perfect little corner. We are blessed that we get people from all over Union County and even a lot of parts of Jersey, but being in Roselle is like the place to be. Great, hardworking, humble people. There is a sense of community here. The people are super nice. They, again, as a business, they welcomed us with open arms, always supportive, as we are supportive of the community as well. We were so young that we were really new to actually opening up a business from the bottom up. So, I mean, everybody from every town official, the code enforcement people, the building department, everybody was out there to kind of help us out, saying, hey, this is the way you really need to do things. And we've always felt welcomed. Again, you need to have any questions, you go uptown, they're great. If businesses just concentrate on being a business and just taking money from the community, it doesn't work. We have to give back, we have to be involved, we have to know what's going on with the schools. The schools also have to reach out to the businesses. So again, because that's our next generation of labor. So we all have to kind of work together. And the town really needs to see what the needs are of the community in order to address the needs and the concerns. And again, every year there's different issues, or there's times when certain concerns need to be addressed. And I think the town overall does a great job of that.
Our Roselle Police Department is working to keep all of us safe, partnering with the community, neighborhood watch programs, Junior Police Academy, and other such initiatives such as Coffee with a Cop are designed to increase trust between the police and the people.
My name is Yves Francois Aubour. I'm the first ward councilman for the Borough of Roselle. Roselle is special because of the diversity. A lot of people from different backgrounds live in Roselle, and then they get along very well, and then that makes Roselle one of the communities that cannot be compared with other communities. Diversity means like people with different backgrounds, Spanish, Haitian, African American, Polish, Italian, we all live in Roselle, and everybody share the same path, and then we get along very well. I came to Roselle 22 years ago, and then moving to Roselle was an inspiration thing because when we were looking for a place to live, we look for houses and then look at the community, and then we saw the diversity, different kids playing around, playing soccer, and then we saw a lot of police department officers working around, and then that gave us the safety and security to move to Roselle. Public safety is so important. As a police commissioner myself for the past 5 years, it's the fact that, after September 11, every where you go, you think about security and you need to protect your environment. And then what we've been doing in Roselle is to really hire good officers and then provide them the equipment to keep everybody safe. And then once you cross the border and come to Roselle, you're in a safe place because we have enough police officers patrolling, doing the walking, and then the mayor just launched a coffee with officers where we invite the community to talk to the officers and establish a relationship with them. If the officer knows the kids and knows the family and knows everybody, that allows them to communicate better than just chasing them out of town. So as a police commissioner, I've been promoting that, and then the chief is welcome when people are coming and talk to him. And then whenever an issue, he open an investigation and investigate things like that.
Education is one of the keys to unlocking opportunities and making our borough thrive. And you can see our excellent students and teachers fulfilling this mission in our schools every day. Roselle Public Schools are a great place where young minds can learn, they can grow, but ultimately reach their full potential. With the guidance of our fine administrative leaders and Board of Education members, Roselle's future is bright.
I'm Council President Kim Shaw, and I represent the 4th Ward here in the Borough of Roselle. I think Roselle is a close-knit community where neighbors get to know one another, and we appreciate our differences and celebrate those differences, but also come together in both times of crisis as well as times of, success. For kids, there are a lot of activities, and they're supervised by volunteers, parents who come out just to support their children and their neighbors' children. All of our events are well attended. And our kids know that there's always someone looking out for them. In school, we have terrific teachers. We have an education system that rivals other education systems. And the most important thing is that we have high expectations for our students, and they know that, and they work to reach those expectations. For me, as a parent, as a teacher, it was very important for me to find a community where my children could be students who would excel, who would be able to go out and meet the demands of our global world. And I think that Roselle is the foundation that prepared them for that. They're both very successful now as young adults. And that was definitely a result of the education they received here, the recreational activities that were available here. And for me, that, I couldn't have asked for anything more when I was looking for a place to raise my children. The trust that the community has placed in me as their representative does not go unnoticed and unappreciated, and I think that I've come to recognize over these past few years in office that the concerns that the residents have, that my neighbors have, are the same concerns that I have, and really all I am is their voice. They appreciate the fact that I'm there working day in and out with my council colleagues, with the mayor, with the professionals, to just make their lives that much easier, make their homes safer, and make sure that their children are being moved in the right direction in the community. I would say, especially over the last few years, this is the Roselle that this little sleepy town has, it's come alive again. And this is the Roselle that, many of them knew years ago when they first moved here, and they're glad to see that, Roselle is on the rise. We are alive and well. We're doing great things. The town has never looked better. People are moving here because they hear all of the great things that we're doing. The businesses are booming. And it's an exciting time in Roselle to be a Roselle resident.
Hello, I'm Councilwoman Andrea Staten. I represent the 3rd Ward for the Borough of Roselle. I love Roselle because it's a great place to raise a family. I love Roselle because They have a lot of activities for our children and seniors. The mayor and council are actively involved in the community. It just feels like a family-oriented town. Being a mother of a young daughter, it's very important to me that the children are involved in the community as far as doing Roselle Cleanup Day, the street fairs, the Pop Warner, the soccer, the programs that they have for the children.
Okay, tell me what you like about sports.
What I like most about sports is that even though the other team loses and you win, you should give them some credit because they were trying.
Oh, really? You're really that good then. What about you, young man?
What I like about sports is teamwork and leadership and congratulating the other team if they lost and that they tried.
What I like most about sports is that it energizes me. I'm making new friends and I'm entertaining myself with my friends and family, and it's developing my body to play more and get used to being outside.
Good. I heard somebody say sportsmanship is very important. It's okay to win, but it's also okay to lose. In order to win, you got to learn how to lose, and being a good sportsman builds character. Playing sports is very important, keeps you healthy, keeps you focused. It also teaches you a lot of discipline. Always remember this, being a student is more important than being an athlete. You have to be a student first. Sports comes second. Team on three, get it in. 1, 2, 3, team!
Our borough government is using new technologies to improve communication with residents and to make sure that they can reach us with problems or their emergencies. Whether it's our cutting-edge borough website, our text message alert system, social media platforms, council meeting videos on TV and online, or communication tools like this video, we're doing so much more to reach out to our residents to keep them informed, but most importantly, involved.
My name is Councilman Ronald Heyman. I'm councilman in the 2nd Ward here in the Borough of Roselle. I've lived in Roselle 50 plus years. I'm actually the 2nd generation councilman. I don't know if there are any other, but I know I'm the first Black 2nd generation councilman here in Roselle. The change in Roselle means simply that we're moving from a non-technical approach to administration into a technical approach to administration. We're actually changing the culture of a community. We have several data-driven entities dealing with our technology. The first and the biggest, our project management tool is called Public Stuff. Public Stuff is what we're going to be using across the board to integrate everything into one place. It is just as the name suggests, it's a public-driven, real-time, data-driven entity. We have Property Pilot, which is a accessible database to all the properties here in Roselle. Show you what condition they're in, whether they're in tax default, whatever the case is. It's a great tool for being able to manage, especially on our abandoned properties and things of that nature. We're also using social media in ways that are comfortable and engaging for the public. We have our text alerts. Of course, we have a page on Facebook. We have our own website. We're moving along in that direction and trying to get everybody to engage in these entities. Again, real-time communication from Public Stuff on anything that may happen. You may have God forbid, you may have a cat in the road that was hit by a car. Take a picture on your smart device, upload it, and go into whoever it would be, code enforcement, DPW, say, hey, listen, I have a cat in my road, here's the picture. In real time, they'll get that and be able to send someone out to take care of that problem. Potholes, any problem that you could realistically think of, you'll be able to come back and in real time be able to tell what that problem is and get at least a response. If you can't get the problem solved that day or that moment, you'll be able to get a general understanding of when it will be finished. And also, every time anything is done in reference to that, you'll receive a email blast or a text message, whichever one you sign up for, letting you know what is being done within that period that you put in. Put a lot of athletes into the professional ranks. Roselle is only 2.2 square miles, so imagine what I'm talking about. All of these things were going on a constant basis here in Roselle.
So Christine, we're here at the Mind and Body Complex site. I'm often reminded as I travel through here right now that as a young kid with my friends, we used to go through here to get to the other side of the second ward. Our borough is in the midst of a major community project that will improve services and quality of life for everyone, the Roselle Mind and Body Complex. This new development will become the community center our borough needs and will also feature a library, new school, open space, and so much more.
Mayor, as I've been going through the community as the council at large, people have told me constantly that they are so happy about this project. They've been waiting, as you know, for a very long time. They have been asking other administrations, and nobody ever did anything. In a very short period of time, you took a vision and you brought it to the council, you brought it to the community, you brought it to the Board of Education, you brought professionals around, you got the design work done, you got the location together, we're working on the funding. All of this happened in an amazingly brief amount of time, and it was not just a question of the vision and the skill set that you bring to your position as mayor. It's also the fact that you were raised in the community, you went to the schools in this community, your heart is with the community, and you listen to the community. And with that vision, you brought it to us, and we were only too proud to support it and work with you to make sure this is accomplished, because it's going to reach and help generations to achieve their potential, something that, you know, has been delayed far too long. And I want you to know on behalf of the council, we thank you. I know the community thanks you and loves you. We love you, and thank you so much. And we're going to get this done. Let's go. Hi, I'm Chris Stansero. I'm the council at large for Roselle, New Jersey. And I was asked recently, why did I move here? Why did I choose this town? And it's interesting because actually I didn't even know Roselle existed. But every day I had to go and visit a friend in Linden who was sick to help her out. And I would pass down Wood Avenue and I would look to the left of me and I would see these gorgeous trees. And there was just something about the town as I passed it that kind of beckoned to me. I don't know why, it was just a feeling. I knew I had to live there one day. And when I was looking for a place to purchase a home, Roselle was one of those places, and I started to look, and I found the first home I saw in Roselle I fell in love with. And I moved in there approximately, I think it was 1985. Shortly thereafter, I started to realize that my neighbors and the community at large was one big family. They kind of looked out for each other, they helped each other. Didn't matter whether it was a snowstorm or rainstorm. I happened to unfortunately have moved into a flood area, so we were helping each other out at the time as well. The flooding is what actually got me to start being an advocate. I started to see not only myself, but other people in the town were suffering from the constant floods in their basement. And it became apparent that we needed to do something. So I was asked to be a spokesperson. So I went to council and I spoke to the council people, showed them pictures, let them know what we were going through. And they eventually started to come around, and a former assemblyman was able to get us a grant. And then for several years, we worked on trying to get this established and to find the funding. And then eventually, a knock came on my door, and someone said, well, listen, since you've been so involved in trying to get something that affects other people so deeply and costs them so much money, we'd like you to be our voice for the 5th Ward. So I ran for election. And fortunately, the good people of the 5th Ward elected me for one term, a second term, and then eventually for a council at large. And here I am today, still with their love and affection and support, helping people in Roselle who also helped me. You know, as I said before, the first thing that attracted me was just the way it looked, you know, in terms of the outside. But when I moved in and I started to understand and relate to and get to know my neighbors and the people throughout the town, it became, I fell in love.
The future of Roselle has never been brighter, and it could not have happened without many of you. I'm so proud of the work that we've been able to do together, and I can't wait to see what happens next. From our earliest days when amazing men and women like Abraham Clark built our borough and our nation, or to the courageous experiment by Thomas Edison that brought light to many American homes and businesses. Lastly, to the strides our community is making today. Roselle is always a story of light. Thank you for watching. God bless you, and let's go.
Man, work 'em. Did it take off? But it feels so good, need to break off, need to pace off. I ain't tryna take a day off. Love's game with a play cost, another play loss. Love hard, I was made soft, trying to find a winner who could take loss. This a faith cost, but you want me to chase off. No light, seen it fade off, you just straight off. But I know it's been a long time. Been low, I'm going through a hard time. And it's so hard for me to solve time. Show me where it all go, tell me that it's all fine. And now I'm drunk, I need one more round. Kill a pain, let it all just go. It's one more time. I tell you how it all goes down, and I'ma show you when the stars get low. When it all goes down, just when the stars get low. I cannot take more rounds. You're giving all your flows. Just let it go for now. Not trying to break your hope. Just find a way somehow.